How can gaming be used to assess students' abilities? One thing that I found very interesting about RuneScape, excuse me, or Rune's Quest, whichever one you want to call it, is that the players have limited abilities as far as manipulating much of what their avatars can do. The environment is already established and set up, and you're pretty much just going through it playing. There are different checkpoints throughout the game for you to discover, and there are a lot of different people for you to communicate with. Some of them are built into the game, but many of them are players from all over. One way that I think assessment can really take place is by having students play the game, and you kind of teach them the different techniques and things like that that they need to perfect after going through the tutorial, which teaches them a lot about what they need to know while in the game. Have the students, give them two options. Have them create an adventure based off of what they've been doing and what they've learned about playing RuneScape, and also let them role play it. I think that by adding some of the voice, it can really help them get into character. And not only that, they must use the lingo that is used in the game itself. For example, when they go into one of the shops and they're speaking to a shopkeeper, they may use some verbiage that they may not be used to, but after playing the game so many times, you get to pick up on the verbiage. You understand the lingo more. And I feel as though if they can understand the lingo, then that means they truly understand the game, because it's like they're becoming a part of that world. That's what they're doing. So if the students are able to role play an adventure that they are coming up with, they are creating based on the adventures or the quests that they've gone on themselves while in the game, I think that would be a good way of assessing the students. Of course, you have to provide them with a rubric, give them a couple of guidelines. There may be some certain things, some key elements that you will be looking for in a role-playing scenario based on the game. I think that would be a great option. The second option would be to, they can either role play what they come up with, or they can just write the adventure down. Give them two options. If they choose to role play it, you can videotape them role playing, and then you all can go back as a class and watch it, critique it. That would be key. And you as a teacher, you don't critique it. You let the students critique it. That way you can really see who understands the game, who understands the concepts behind it, who's a little iffy about it. One thing I do with my students is, are you swimming, you're floating, or you're sinking? Those are the three things that you're looking for. If students really understand the video game, they're swimming. Those who kind of get it, don't quite understand the lingo too good, they're floaters. They're back floating. That's what they're doing. Those who just have not put the time and effort into the game by playing it, trying to pick up on some of the concepts and things behind it, those are sinkers. Now, as a class, we all need to be swimming. Therefore, I think that the class needs to critique one another. When they sit down and they write these adventures, make copies. Let the other students read them. Let them critique it. Have them set up with a critiquing partner. Let that partner critique their work. That way you can see who gets it, who doesn't get it. Provide them with a rubric of the key elements that you're looking for in their role-playing scenario and the adventure, if they choose to create one or the other, or if they choose to do both. Some students may be adventurous, and they may actually want to role-play their adventure. Cool. Kudos to them. I would like all the students to choose to do both, but you have those few that are a little shy. Whatever. It's cool. But I think role-playing and having the students create their own adventure, I think that would be a great, great way to assess them. It will also make the students want to play the video game. It will make them want to learn more about it, because in the end they get to stand up and they get to show off what they know. And they will also look at it as being somewhat like a competition, because of course there's always going to be someone who's going to excel higher than the others and be on like a level 86 or a level 94, you know. But if you can partner that level 86 with someone who's on, say, a level 10, that could be a great partnership because they can learn from one another. But assessing the students on the gaming, have them role play. And when they role play, videotape it. Have them create their own adventures by writing it down. If they write it down, cool, pass it around. Let the students read over it and critique it. I think it would be a great way to assess their understanding of the game.